and welcome to the Business Brunch. Regulars will notice that Sarah Farmer is not here with us. She's not. She's on holiday. Imagine that, in summer and all that. I think she's actually even gone abroad to a hot, sunny beach somewhere, which we can.
We're not jealous, are we?
We're not at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
While I weep and recompose myself, I am dying for a holiday. I've actually booked one now because I was so jealous of everyone going away. So I've got something to look forward to. Anyway, so Sarah's not here, but we do have with us the fabulous Ashley Leeds, who is the 15-minute guy, as you can see. So
how am I going to last the whole hour, ladies?
You're going to add another kind of, well, it's another 30 minutes.
We're here to support.
Okay,
yes,
thank you.
We'll be here. And our fabulous, fabulous community, obviously, will help and support us too and jump in with comments. So let's do that first. Let's invite everybody who's out there watching, as always, to say hello. Tell us where you're from, where you're listening from, and then we'll kind of drag your comments onto the screen and say hello right back. So the format of the show, if you've not seen it before, is we say hello, you say hello back, then we ask you how your weekend is, because we are your working from home team. And when we used to go in the office, we used to kind of join up, didn't we, at the kettle and make coffee for everyone and ask each other at that point, how was your weekend? So we'll do that quickly. And then we move on to our special guest today, who is Ashley. So tell us really quickly, Ashley, what are you going to talk to us about today?
So basically my backstory of how I got here, all starting with that guitar there. So, and when you look at things and how did I get here? I did get here. It's all down to me picking up that guitar at the beginning of lockdown. So, and I want people to just get on and do things rather than waiting for perfect. So there's a few nuggets in there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing with you.
That's awesome. And we do have some comments. By the way, I'm Melinda Ward, and I will be helping with the comments today. And just a reminder on the comments, because we stream to many different channels every week, you will only see the comments that are on the channel that you happen to be on, but we're actually streaming to like 8 or 9 different channels. So you are not alone. Please reach out in the comments. And it is so great to have Ashley with us. He won't be in the comments this week because we have him live and in person in the studio.
It could be
virtual studio.
Yeah, sorry.
Which is really awesome. But what it means is somebody needs to take up the slack, because we really need to have that volume of comments and interaction going. So drop a comment in, let us know where you're from, and if you have any questions for Ashley. Now, once he starts his presentation, it's going to be, like a bit of a presentation with a Q&A after. So if you are struck by a question, just put it in, and we're going to batch up the questions for Ashley until he's finished with his presentation. But don't be shy. Get in there now. And if you think that there is anybody in your network who would be really, able to use this idea of getting your skates on and getting on with it and not waiting to be perfect, like me. Like, not that I'm perfect, but that I've historically been good at waiting. Ping them in now so that they have a moment to connect before the show starts. And we'll also be making the live recording available straight after the show. So if your contacts and connections can't make it, they can still watch the replay. So we've got a few comments coming in. Here we go. We've got Tristan he caught us live. Hooray.
Excellent. Welcome, Tristan. It's good to have you here with us.
And we've got Andy from Essex. Hello.
Hello, Andy. I met Andy.
We have a wave from Danny. Hi, Danny.
Welcome back. Hello.
We have Alex.
Oh,
sorry, Adam.
Adam's been
Alexander. Sorry, I read that too fast as it was scrolling.
If you want to get fit and lose the pounds, then look up Adam and Kerry, his wife, who will help you. Yep.
And Christopher Rose is here. Hello.
Welcome back.
And we've got Funke.
It is pronounced Funke, and she's in Sweden. So yeah. Hi, Funke. Nice to see you.
Look, they're going global.
International.
Oh, so welcome, Funky.
Yep. So anybody else who's out there, if you haven't said hi to us, say hi to us. And I think we are going to do a quick round, swing round for what we did at the weekend. Now, I think
We
I've
are.
heard Vanessa has had a pretty blissful weekend.
Well, yeah, no, it was. It started Friday where I wasn't feeling blissful at all. So if you know me, if you follow my content, you'll know that last year or the year before, I bought a camper van in order to avoid the camping pain that is packing up the whole house to go camping for 2 days, which is horrific. So I bought a camper van, but the camper van is poorly still. So I was back to camping. And so Friday I was gathering everything together, filling a whole room with all the things you need to go camping. And I was swearing, this is why I don't go camping. I'm never doing this again. But then we arrived and the tent got up and I was with all my friends in the most blissful place in the world. This just gorgeous little valley with a river running through it with all my friends where the kids are safe to just play and live and play in this stream because it's just a stream. It's only kind of that deep. And it's just glorious. And we had live bands. They built a stage. We had
Oh, cool.
bands. It was our own mini little friends festival. It was just, yeah. But as soon as I got there, it was just, you could feel all the, just whatever, all the busyness just disappeared. It was glorious. And it stayed that way until I was packing up the tent. And then the heavens opened. And then I was back to, I hate camping.
Did you get the tent in the car before it got wet?
No,
that's the worst. That's the worst thing about camping, isn't it? Now you've got to dry it. Ugh.
Yeah. So I did. I kind of tried to put it back up. It's an inflatable tent. It's a big thing. But I tried to dry it. But I think I'm using it again in 2 weeks' time. We're going to a festival, so I need to make sure it's shape and everything by then. But anyway, yes, thank you for asking. It was glorious when I got there. I was thinking when I was packing it up, I need to. There must be companies that will kind of come, put your tent up, make everything ready, and then pack it all up again and store.
I think there are actually, but they seem to be.
Yeah, they're called hotels.
I know. It's a hotel.
Yeah, it's called a hotel. Yeah,
it's called a 5-star hotel with a spa. Yeah, with showers, which is kind of what I was dreaming about a lot. But that was my weekend. Ashley, our guest, how was yours?
So I was busy on Saturday smashing up pallets. Okay, so reusing stuff. And on Sunday, I was putting them all back together as a mud kitchen for my grandson. Yes. So, it was great fun. We're not there yet. It's going to take a couple more weeks, but his birthday's not till August. So, yeah, that was good fun. And then we finished the weekend off with some drinks and nibbles down on the seafront. So, yeah, nice weekend in the sunshine. Yeah, it was lovely.
Excellent. How about you, Melinda? How was your weekend?
I met a few friends for a picnic in Battersea Park by the pagoda on Saturday, which was really lovely to catch up with people. And yesterday was kind of the classic domestic bliss day. So you're getting caught up on all the chores that I didn't do on Saturday. And, sometimes you just have to knuckle down. And I know I've got some stuff coming up in upcoming weekends, so I have to get caught up now. But we have a few more comments, and one of them in particular here, we've got Ashley's comment of "just get it started" from Andy David is great. In my experience, just getting started and just keeping going are incredibly important. So I think that's a bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Fabulous.
And we had Funke says, haha, thanks, Ashley. And also thanks to Melinda and Vanessa. Thank you very much for being here. We're glad you're here.
Absolutely. No, so that's great. So if that's all the comments, let me just remind you that the Business Brunch is all about connect, learn and thrive. So we want you to connect with each other and to connect with us. So if you're not connected to Ashley already, then please do. You will learn a lot from him. Also, he's great for inspiration. We'll go into what actually the 15-minute guide does in 15 minutes, because I don't think we've addressed that yet. Yeah. But do connect with him because there's loads to learn from him. And if you are struggling with LinkedIn in general, Ashley is your man. So make sure you get there, especially on Mondays when he inspires you with content ideas. So, but we're going to find out more about what Ashley does and how we can help you as well. But connect is really important. Learn. Our aim for this show every Monday at 12:30 is to make sure that you know something by the end of the show that you didn't know before, that we've reminded you of something, we've taught you something. We're here to learn something that will help us thrive and grow and progress, whether that's in your business life or home life or both. That's the whole point. So that's why we're here. So another comment, go on.
We've got a wave hello from Haley.
Welcome, Haley.
And from Tristan, Ashley is a great guy and super approachable. Aw. Lots of great content ideas and support always. You've got a bit of a fan club there, Mr.
Well, I am
That's
also
such
one of
a kind comment.
I'm also one of with Ashley's alumni. So there is a growing fan base because Ashley does provide courses. So we'll find out more. But I think what we'll do is we'll go now and we'll let Ashley tell us all about what he's here. I think it's kind of the 15-minute guy is going to give us his 15-minute blast of how how just doing it and just getting started could be really good for you. Then, as Melinda said, we'll go into the comments and the questions and all the rest of it after. So I'm gonna make you scared now. I'm gonna let you
put him on the big screen.
Put him on the big screen, so we can sit back and we're gonna let you speak. So Ashley, tell us what you're here to share with us. Go
right. Okay. So it all started back at the beginning of lockdown. I like working, and I like to in front of a computer and helping people, but it's always to get out and have a break. And so every lunchtime, but I've got a date every Monday morning, Monday at 1 o'clock, I go for a walk with my daughter. And so I like going out walking. Well, we had lockdown and we weren't allowed out. So what I did is I did all my walking in the morning. So I did all my steps for the day in the morning. And then obviously at lunchtime, there was nothing to do. And I always take an hour off for lunch. So I have a bit of lunch, go for a walk and what have you. So what am I going to do for the next 3 weeks? Because it was only 3 weeks, wasn't it, this lockdown? Okay, it was only 3 weeks. So I thought, right, what can I do? There it is, my guitar. I'm learning to play the guitar. I'm in a couple of bands, and I do all the singing. I'm the front man. You probably guess, yeah. So I do all the singing. But I thought if I learn to play the guitar, I can go out on my own, because what happens is someone will turn around and say, oh, I want your band, but the bass player can't make it, or the guitar or the other guitarist can't make it. So I thought, all right, I'll learn. When you get to my age, learning to play the guitar is very difficult. So I thought, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll start playing my guitar onto my Facebook channel, and I'll just play a few tunes. And your average person would go, hang on a minute, you can't do that today because it's the first day of lockdown. Why don't you practice a little bit more and get better on guitar? Learn a few songs so that you're happy with those. Get yourself a set list. Make sure that you're looking smart. Maybe you've got a decent costume on, so you want to do that. Oh, and you need some decent lighting. You need a decent camera. You need decent everything else, recording equipment. So I'll do it tomorrow. But I didn't. I just went for it. And that video is up somewhere on my YouTube channel. And you will see a guy who's very nervous, hasn't got a clue, ill-prepared, looks a mess, but he still had a go. In fact, I even had a phone call in the middle of that gig when I did it. And I was at the guitar and I was just sort of like that. And then, I'll play this one now. And I didn't know what I was playing. It was rubbish. It was totally rubbish, but I did it. And after I did that, I thought, oh, lockdown, we've got 3 weeks. I'll do it again tomorrow. So I did it again tomorrow. And then I did it the next day. And then I did it the next day. And where I live, there's some retirement flats above me, and so they were coming out and looking out their window and watching, and I was getting applause from next door neighbours and stuff like that. So it was a nice community sort of thing, and I carried on going. And so we came out of lockdown, and we were allowed to do this and we were allowed to do that. We only with 2 people or whatever, I can't remember now. But I still carried on going because I wanted to get to 100. So I did 100 days consecutive. Playing my guitar every lunchtime, and I got into the local library. They did a thing on all the lockdown legends. So I was in this big exhibition with the guy that project managed the Nightingale Hospital, and the lady that sewed up the masks, and the guy that was delivering food to the homeless or whatever. But we all played our part during lockdown. During lockdown as well, I was also involved with the empowerment group, and you can see that book just there. This is something that Vic Williams set up, and it was all local business owners, and I was in there as well because I was employed at the time. And we all met up every single day on Zoom at 8:30, and we all just helped each other through lockdown. And that really gave me strength and resilience and stuff. And I ended up becoming quite a big part of that group because I ended up doing the Fun Friday. So every single Friday, I'd come up with something crazy, and we'd do something crazy. So we had laughter yoga, we had a drummer come in, we had a fitness guy, we had a belly dancer. We even did a little play as well. So there's loads of things going on a Friday, and I became, part of it rather than, I was part of the leading committee rather than just an add-on. So that gave me confidence as well. So it was during lockdown, and it was Father's Day. And I had a phone call from my very good friend, Will. And he was in a hospital car park because he'd just been told that his daughter had cancer. I'm going to spoil it right now. She's absolutely fine. And actually did a gig on Saturday with Will, and Lily was there bouncing around like every 5-year-old does. So she's absolutely fine. So sorry for the spoiler alert. But he was telling me about, what had happened, and goodness knows what else. And he was in the car park because it was lockdown, and he wasn't allowed in the hospital with his wife and his daughter. They've just been dealt the worst news you could ever hear about your child, and he was stuck in the car park. So we had a good old chat, and I just thought, I want to do something to help. And all I could do to help was be there whenever he phoned. And I don't know about yourselves, but when you're when you're at the dinner table, phones off. When you're watching TV, phones off, all that sort of thing. But if the phone rang and it was Will, we stopped everything, and I just went and had a chat with him. And what else can I do? Because I'm not a runner. I'm not jumping out of a plane or anything. So in the back of my head, I'm just thinking, what can I do? And also during lockdown, because of my music, I do an open mic. So basically, open mic is like karaoke, but you bring your guitar and you have to play. And I was doing that on Zoom as well. So every Thursday for an hour, all these people would come in, and we'd play a little tune, and goodness knows what. It was just lovely. And there was some really lovely aspects of lockdown and what went on. And all through this period, I'm sort of like thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Anyway, it got to a year of me doing the open mics. And I turned around to the guys that were coming. I said, guys, it's nearly a year. What should we do to mark the occasion? I don't know about celebrate the occasion, because we were back in lockdown again. It was February, March time, and we were back in another lockdown. And so someone said, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll do 2 hours instead of 1 hour. And then someone said, yeah, we could make a cake, and we could all have a cake each, and we could take some beers. And right, okay. Well, I was hoping for something a little different. And I was having a shower one day, and I know what I can do. I know what I can do. My love of music and my desire to help Will. Will was supported, and his family, they were supported by a group called Young Lives versus Cancer. And when they were going up for the chemotherapy, rather than drive up in the morning at stupid o'clock and then dash back and goodness knows what else, Young Lives versus Cancer have this home. And so families can stay there rent-free. They've got their own little kitchen area, and it's just a lovely little place, and it just takes a little bit of stress off the family. And Young Lives do an awful lot of other things, hand holding the family, helping them with parking, all kinds of amazing things that you and I would never think about. And so I thought, why don't we do a 24-hour virtual open mic? So on Zoom, we'll do 24 hours, right? And we'll get a few people in, and we'll raise a bit of money. And I'm thinking, well, that's great. We could do that. And we have, so 24 hours, that's 24 people. And if each of them, we raise £100 for each person, that's £2,500. That's brilliant. How cool is that? So I sent a message around to all of my gang. It was about 16 of us that were catching up regularly. And I got this one email back from this guy. I don't think it's a very good idea at all. Who's going to do 24 hours? You never get enough people. It's a silly idea. Why don't you just do 3 hours? And if you really want to do something a bit big, you could do 6, and maybe you could put a bit of fundraising on the back of that. So what do you do when you get an email like that? You've got 2 options, right? One is, yeah, he's probably right. And the other is, no, I'm going to show him. I'm going to show this guy. So I thought, right, okay, let's do it. So I started, putting all the things around because of the empowerment group. There they are. I had a lot of people that loved what I did on the Fridays. And as soon as I mentioned it, yeah, I can help. Because we'd had so many, there was lots of fundraising things going on, and I didn't want to be that other guy. So give us your money. So I sort of said, look, I'm doing this. If you think you can help, let me know. I need somebody for this. I need somebody for that. And so a few people, yeah, I can help. So I got the ball rolling, and then I spoke to a couple of guys in the group, and they said, yeah, we'll help. And they said, oh, you could do, if you did half an hour each, then you've got to find 48 people. And I'm thinking, well, no, it's still not enough. If we want to try and get as many people as possible. So I thought, if we do 15-minute slots, right? I don't know if anyone's done the maths. That's 96 people I had to find over a 24-hour period. Okay, that's quite a few. And the problem is we did it here in the UK. You've got like from, I don't know, 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., 7 a.m. No one's going to come, are they? So I reached out to America. So I had some guys from America coming in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I had Mad Dog McRae. They did a slot for me at midnight. And basically, I worked out how I could get Calendly working. So everybody was just booking a slot automatically. And I was getting all these emails. I'm like, oh my goodness, all this is coming in. Plus I was doing my day job. Plus I was playing guitar at lunchtime. So lots going on. And I tried to keep hold of it all myself. And I sort of like, oh, can you do the PR bit? Or can you help me with this? And so a couple of people did things. Richie Cridge built me a website. So I had somewhere to direct people to so they could see what it was. So that was going out everywhere. So everybody knew the website. And we were coming up to so I was speaking to Steph at Young Lives versus Cancer, and she said, I said, I was thinking about $5,000. And she said, well, if you hang it on something, then more people are likely to give money. And so basically this home up in Bristol where the family stayed, it costs Young Lives versus Cancer 33 quid a night per family. So we thought, well, if we did 6 months, that's 6,022 quid. So that was our target. So we thought we'd start raising that. And so I'm getting all these people coming. I've still got a gap in the middle. And my guys that were coming, they turned around and said, look, Ash, if there's anything we can do to help, we can do something in the middle, where you've not got any bookings. All right, okay. I'm still holding out for Martin of Coldplay because he was in America at the time, so it would have been easy for him, but I'm still waiting. And so we were getting close to the event. Okay, I'm buzzing now because so many people are making nice comments. I'm getting lots of people coming in. Oh, can I help? Can I get involved? And we ended up with 72 musicians, which is just incredible. And we're probably Tuesday or Wednesday now before the event on the Friday. And we were getting close to our target. And Steph phoned me. I think it was the day. She phoned me on the day and she said, this is amazing. I was going to start at 4 p.m. She said, but you're close to your target. And I said, yeah, I was thinking of upping it. And she said, yes, you should. Because if you see that someone's raising £6,000 and you're already at 5,900, you're not going to bother. So I dialed it back, and there I was at nearly 90% or whatever it was, and I dialed it all back, and I was back below 50%. I thought, what am I doing? And she said, go for 10 grand. I said, no, Steph, we need to hang it on something. So we went for 12 months of help, which is 6,044 quid. So we go to start the day, right? And so I'm starting at 4 p.m. But I woke up at 4 a.m. All right. I had to do a day's work because I was employed at the time. And so got to 4 p.m. and the first person couldn't make it. So someone else jumped in. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a complete nightmare and what have you. She was absolutely delightful. She sang to a backing track, but she'd found out what songs Lily liked and she sang those. And she went for a little bit longer so I could catch up with everybody else. And if I was going to do it again, all right, I would make sure that I auditioned everybody and had a chat with them so I knew who they were and what they were coming. But it was just so manic. And I've got all these spreadsheets going. So I'm there on the screen, and over here I've got this spreadsheet. So we've got someone else coming up next, right? Okay, where are they? And it was all done on Zoom. It was all streamed over YouTube. And we were doing it all. And I'm like, right, okay, we've got Bob in next. So Bob comes in. So, and I never knew who was coming next, but I was surprised every time. They were all absolutely awesome. They were all saying things like, oh my God, thank you for having me. And it was just incredible. I had one guy playing opera on his Spanish guitar. I had another guy I know. He lives just up the road. He plays in a rock band. He plays keyboards in a rock band. And he was in at 2 a.m. in the morning on his proper stand-up piano. And I've only ever seen him play rock songs. And he played this most amazing classical piece of music up and down the ivories at 2 a.m. in the morning. It was incredible. So it was just an amazing experience. Money was rolling in, and every now and again we'd do a little update. And then we had this like dead period in the middle. And that is when all my mates came to the front. And there was about 6 or 8 of us. And this was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And a couple of them had gone to bed, and then a couple of them got up. And it was, you know, in the olden days when they closed the pubs at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then you'd have a lock-in. It was just like that. And if you speak to any of those guys today, they'll turn around and say that was the most magical thing that of that whole thing. It was just amazing. And we all, oh, what are you going to play now? And we'll play, and we just have a little chat. It was absolutely lovely. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you know me, you know that I'm very good at sleeping at 9 o'clock at night. I was sort of like, we're watching the TV and I fall asleep. And it was my daughter that turned around to me, and because I had this idea that get Ian to do a slot and Andrew to do a slot, and basically I'd pass the baton on and someone else would do it. And my daughter turned around to me and said, Dad, no, you've got to do all 24 hours. And I went, why? And she goes, because it's got to be a challenge for you, because it's been a challenge for Will, it's been a challenge for his family, it's been a challenge for Lily, and you've got to have a challenge as well. Oh, right, okay. So I did, and it was the best 24 hours of my life, because it was just so much going on. There was a lot of love. One of the people in the group messaged me and said, I'd like to help, but I'm no good at this, I'm no good at that, I'm no good at that. And I go, look, if I need you, I'll give you a shout. And I messaged her and I said, look, I need somebody to do 2 a.m. in the morning. So basically it was me running the Zoom, but I had an extra Zoom account just in case this one died, and because we didn't know whether we could go for 24 hours. And it was just people like Kate that just came on and did their little bit and just helped, and everybody pulled together. It was just amazing. And we got to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we had the penultimate, or the one before the penultimate. And then Mike Reed, the Radio 1 DJ of his day, he came on and he did a slot. And then Will played his song that he wrote for Lily. And it was amazing. Everybody was in tears. And we hit, by the end of all of that, the 24 hours, we hit £8,000, which was just incredible. So we then got, the BBC got interested. So we'd been on the radio programs, but then the TV got interested. And it was the same week that Lily went for her last chemo and then rang the bell. So on the Wednesday, they arranged for Lily to go in. They got a camera there, and it was on BBC Spotlight. Bear with me. So it was on the morning news. I'd done an interview a couple of days before, and they'd put all this footage together. And by then we were 1,800 quid short of our 12 grand target. And it's all like, oh, it'd be nice if we could get close. It'd be nice if we could get close. It went out at 7 o'clock or just before 7 o'clock on the local news. And we had we had an anonymous donation of that 1,800 quid. Aww. And we hit our target, which was just incredible.
That's amazing.
I just want to show you the wrong one. It's here somewhere. So that's the paper, and then that's when we hit the target. It's actually got to 16,000 now, and it was the most that was raised using Just Giving for Young Lives versus Cancer that year. So it was an incredible thing. And so because I'd been, I just got so much confidence by doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been doing live, on my channel for Facebook. So I've got all this confidence in front of the camera. And I've got other confidences and things. I can believe in myself now, So I jacked in my job.
Yay.
the day that we hit that target, I turned around to my boss and said, "Look, I'm gonna do my own thing," and so that's what I did. So I'm now running my own business. And then I got an email. Dear Ashley, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your amazing thing. It was incredible what you did. It was incredible to raise that amount of money, and it was incredible to see so many people getting together. You may not remember, but I did turn around at the beginning and tell you what a silly idea it was. I'll take that back now. And he even included the email. I don't think I've actually spoken to him in that vein. He's a really, really lovely chap. And I don't think I've actually told him this story, but yeah, it was lovely of him to come back, and I sent him a lovely message back saying thank you so much. But it was him that half motivated me to do this. I wanted to do it anyway, but when you do something like that, you need to go on. So I set my business up, right, and I'm a business coach specifically for accountants. I love working with accountants. I can help them with all kinds of things, and I work one-to-one with them. So right, I'm going to do that. So I set up my business. I was going to go and do something else, but my wife said you need to do something on your own. She's always believed in me, and she said, look, that what you did there, you can do it in the business, and so that's what I did. The trouble is, I don't know if any of you guys know anything about anti-compete clauses in contracts, but I just thought my boss would go, it's all right, don't worry about it. But basically, there was a few things that I wasn't allowed to do, which made my marketing really difficult. So I thought, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to try something different, and I went into LinkedIn. And I started doing a LinkedIn workshop. And so basically, this is a 15-minute thing, right? So I wanted to design this workshop. And I'm thinking, I need to do this and I need to do that. And I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll make it up as I go along, but I'll just invite a load of friends. And I got a load of friends in. I explained to them what I was going to do. And for a whole week, 15 minutes every single day. So 15 minutes on a Monday morning at 8:45. And we did that every single day. And my whole belief is if you do something for 15 minutes a day, you get good at it, but you start enjoying it and you'll make marginal gains, like playing my guitar. Yeah. And so I got all these people in and it worked. They all loved it. So I built the course and made the course. So I'm now marketing my next one, which is on the 25th of July. And that will be my 21st cohort. So that's over 200 people that I've trained on this in this 15-minute method. So all of that has gone from me starting there. And because of what I'm doing on LinkedIn and because of what I'm doing with my presenting, I've now got a live show on LinkedIn every Tuesday and Wednesday. I was approached by the Digital Accountancy Show, and I was up there a couple of weeks ago presenting at their show. I was actually hosting a couple of accountants. I was chatting to them and asking them questions about how they've got to where they are to help all the other accountants. And I've also been asked to, and I actually have done, I've been up to the CIMA conference, which is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. And I've been up there and done a speech there. So I've developed this speaking career as well. So there's all these different things that are happening, and all because I started playing my guitar back on that day. And so the other thing that's come full circle, my gig that I did at the weekend with Will, I was playing the guitar in several songs rather than just doing all the singing. And so it just shows that just a little bit every day, you can improve, you can do other things. But it's, if I'd have sat back and said, no, I'm not going to play the guitar today because I'm not ready for this, and we wouldn't be having this conversation here. We wouldn't have raised £16,000 and I wouldn't be running my own business and having an absolute ball. So yeah, so if you're thinking of doing something, but you haven't quite got it right yet, just go on and do it.
Yeah, we've got a lot of comments that have come in for such an amazing story. Let you get a drink of water there before you...
So luckily I didn't see any of the comments coming through.
Exactly. This question came in right at the start from Andy, wondering if you had played guitar at all before lockdown.
Yes. So I think Will reckons it was Will and I have been so Will is my band partner, so it's called Will Vine. So we go out as Vine and Dandy, and I now go out as just Dandy. But I was chatting to Will last night, and he reckons I did have a guitar when we first got together, but I was not playing it. I really wasn't playing it. It's so difficult to play a guitar, and especially as a singer, because as a singer, you just want to sing. And so when I was first starting, so I've got it, and then I start singing together, and it all goes. And how do you do that? So I was playing okay. So I could have come around to your house, Andy, and we could have had a few beers, and I'd have got a few songs out, but you wouldn't have wanted to pay me. But now I did a gig a few weeks ago and I got paid because I'm good enough. So yeah, and I think the other thing is I've just said that I'm good enough. I wouldn't have had that confidence before.
Yeah. So what does Juliet say?
Juliet is saying, good afternoon all. I'll catch the balance of the show on replay. Love the Just Launch It. Got to start my youth mentoring and coaching program. So, yep.
So, Juliet, what you need to do is you need to put a date in the diary, okay, and start booking people on it. Because once you've got people booked on it, you're going to have to develop it. Don't develop it first and then do it. Just get on and do it. Put it in the date, put it in the diary, get a couple of friends that you know, and they can have it for free, so they can give you some feedback, but get it in that diary and then you'll get it done.
Sounds like an excellent approach. And this one came in whilst you were talking about doing your spreadsheets and your Calendly and everything else. So.
24-hour, yeah,
your 24-hour effort.
Brilliant.
So
yeah, but again, when I started it, I'm going to do it. I didn't stop and think about all the ramifications. If I had a thought of all the ramifications of what I needed to do, especially the middle of the night thing and the stay in the wake, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that the classic ignorance is bliss. But
I'm very ignorant.
Andy says he was not expecting such an incredible story. It's absolutely wonderful. Genuinely one of the best that he can remember.
Oh, bless you, Andy. Thank you.
And we've got from Funke, that's amazing, Ashley. Over 200 people. Absolutely. And Christopher Rose, done is always better than perfect. That is like the money quote of the day.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is.
It is. And kind of as you were saying, it's one of those things that if it's up to you to make a decision to do something, it's very easy to procrastinate and say, well, once I've done this, then I'll do it. And then, as we know, if that happens to you in life, if you're made redundant, if that control is taken away from you, you have to, and then you act. But still, you can make excuses. But I think it's better not to wait until you're pushed. Just get out there and do it. Yeah.
And this is a really good point from Mr. Rose.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad, did he?
Yeah. I didn't realize that Elvis only knew 3 chords, honestly. I haven't seen the film yet, so no spoilers there, but yeah, that's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, definitely, if you build it, they will come. Your project was definitely a great example of that, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And last one that's here at the moment, from Andy. That's really a good book called The Innovation Stack that gives good background into starting something big. So nice
cool.
reference.
Check that one out.
I have to check that one out. Yeah.
Excellent. So what other advice can we kind of get together then? If you're thinking of starting your own business, there's that just do it. Don't wait for perfect. I like the idea of if it's a course or something that you can test out on somebody first, on some friends and build your own little kind of boardroom back office to give you feedback and other ideas. What else can we think about? Because I think one of the things of being an entrepreneur, because you're a sole trader, you feel you have to do everything alone. but you don't, do you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's lots of kind of advice and support out there. So what can we think of between us? Because if there are people who are thinking about going it alone, how else can we help them? Help them with a H.
Well, the thing that a lot of people do is they have it as a side hustle.
Yeah.
And when you've got it as a side hustle, it is only ever a side hustle, because you've got the comfort blanket of your employment, your paycheck, you know, you're covering your mortgage and all your bills. Okay. So you only half-heartedly put into your side hustle. It might be your biggest passion, but you've still got to do the day job. You've still got to please the boss. You've still got to please the numbers and goodness knows what else. So if you quit your job, it's sink or swim. You can always get your job back again.
Yeah.
But how much fun are you going to have splashing in the water? And I think that's the thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's good. And I think what I was thinking of is that, go for it. It's got to be the advice from this show. But I want to, don't go it. You don't have to go it alone. You know, talk to your bank, talk to your friends. And there's loads of kind of free advice for entrepreneurs as well from your local kind of council. They always have kind of like entrepreneur groups, don't they? That will give advice as well. So don't think you're alone. Is because I think I kind of went out on my own and actually then belatedly found out there was all this free stuff available. So don't wait. Do that as well.
Yeah, we've got a few more people have commented. Andy says, solve a problem that you have rather than a problem you think someone else might have. And that's actually really important for people who are trying to do the sort of running courses or doing coaching. A lot of times people are like, well, wait. I'll start it once I get my course ready. And well, what are you going to teach in your course? You know, have you talked to people? No. I know what people need to know. And the thing is, the next question is, well, do they know they need to know that? Because it's like, you can lead people around to stuff, but they will only come in the door, you know, if they think you will give them what they think they need. So how have you managed that sort of thing, Ashley, to kind of find that balance? Do you have any tips?
It's just talking to people. So I've got a big feedback loop with everybody. I do an alumni group. I also so on the first, anyone that's been on any of my workshops, on the first Monday of every month, we have a quick get together. So they all popped in this morning. We had a good old natter. I showed them a few tips and stuff like that. So it's just being close to your customers, I think, is and then you can get all the feedback.
Yeah, we've got Odessa has sent a huge thank you to you.
Take the leap.
Yep. And we've got from Helen, such a valid point. And that was a very recent one. So it was about just getting on with it.
Yeah. I think we worry too much about what other people say. So if I go back to that email from that guy, I all through lockdown, I wanted to do something to raise some money for Young Lives versus Cancer. So no one was going to stop me. And especially when I got the bit between my teeth with the 24-hour, no one was going to stop me. But some people would have listened to that guy and thought, yeah, maybe he's got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that it is very easy. And Sarah has done partly last week her session on change, but previously she did a session on things like imposter syndrome and that sort of thing. So sometimes it's easy, if you're not feeling 100% confident in yourself, it's easy to be talked out of things, even when you know it's the right thing. So, you know, if anybody needs some reminders, partner up this show with, you know, some of Sarah's previous shows on the topic, and then nothing will be stopping you. We've got right from Danny, rightly or wrongly, nothing motivates like fear. That is absolutely true. Moving that side hustle to your main life is a big step, but it's worth taking. You know, back to your point about, you know, when you've got that safety blanket, it's easy to not fully commit. And I had somebody tell me once that if you're if your side hustle or whatever you're doing isn't paying the mortgage or paying your living expenses, it's just a hobby. So, it's not a business. So I was kind of thinking, at first I thought, well, that's a bit harsh, but I thought, well, actually, there's a fair point to that, isn't there? Helen says it's definitely worth looking at your options. Arm yourself and get ready, but be sure you take it and go. Like, don't miss that last go step. Definitely. We're coming up on time, I know. Odessa said, we seem to look for reasons why someone wouldn't hire us or wouldn't pay us. This is clearly a need. You know it. Get them to know it.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. And Jacob,
well, we've already got some business going on in the Business Brunch, so it works.
Jacob's over in the US as well, so we are truly international. So thanks for joining us, Jacob. It's lovely to see you here.
Yep. And our last comment, we've got.
These two need to get a room, don't they?
There's one further comment, as Andy has said. Life is better with a guitar.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll endorse that, Andy.
He says that when I was a student, he learned that education was important, but guitar playing was importanter.
Yeah, excellent.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So I think there's loads to take from this. I mean, obviously, the main thing is just do it. Just grab the strength of your convictions and do it. And I think, as you said, especially with the guitar, the start of your story, just putting yourself out there and doing it will make you get better and better and better. And another thing is the whole confidence building of it all. Putting yourself out there then helps you to have confidence in yourself and helps you to love yourself. I know it kind of sounds icky, but it's really important, isn't it, to be strong so that you can face everything. You kind of build that inner strength. And I know that kind of being on LinkedIn and just showing up on LinkedIn, it did that for me. It's really built up my confidence. And doing this, we just rock up here every week and talk into the camera. I mean, what craziness is this?
And it's so crazy that we're actually out of time.
Yeah,
it's gone so fast today. Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah, thank you so much, Ashley. It's been fabulous. So we'll have to get you back because we've not even heard all about your course. But go and look up Ashley if you don't already know him and find out all about that. Next week we are back. I'm not sure what it is we're back. Have we got a guest next week, or is it one of us?
I think it's one of us, and it might be me.
Might be, or it might be me. Who knows?
Tune in next week, guys.
We will be here next week, and definitely. And so be sure to tune in, and you'll see over the weekend before, you'll get a sneak peek of what the show's going to be about.
When we find out.
We always enjoy bringing quality sessions to the table, so it'll be good no matter what it is. Absolutely. So thank you again so much, Ashley. Thank you, everyone, for staying on an extra couple of minutes. Much appreciated. And we will see you all next week. And be sure to bring your friends.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.